YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the Master Grade ZZ Gundam Ver Ka. Now, a lot of people were expecting this kit, or a lot of people have high expectations on this kit because this was the last version Katoki kit that that actually won the vote as well. And currently, I know the internet is going nuts over the vote. I don't really care how the result's going to end, but just letting you guys know, whatever they make, I'm just going to be happy. Now, first of all, I was never a big fan of the ZZ Gundam itself because I personally don't really like bulky or like kits like too bulky. However, for the record, my first official Master Grade I've ever built was the Master Grade Full Armor ZZ Gundam Sentinel version, or the White FAZZ. And that kit was pretty bad for me. It was terrible. No offense to those who liked the kit, but to me it was not that good at all. But now I still remember how the build was, and now I built this, and this is a very huge improvement. I know they're not exactly the same kits, but some parts of the build are pretty similar. So, I mean, from comparing the old Master Grade ZZ and the old Master Grade FAZZ, so there are some similarities between those two kits. But anyways, there has been a big improvement in this kit, and you can really see how much consideration and effort they put in this kit. So anyway, before I start the review today, I'm going to start the review from the mobile armor mode to the mobile suit mode, because on the mobile armor mode, as usual, there's not much you can do on this mode. So just letting you guys know, and I will be showing the transformation. And this video is going to be long, so if you don't like long videos, too bad for you. I have no intentions to fix that for you guys. Anyway, let's go on to the review. Now, first of all, what you get, of course, is, since this is a Ver Ka kit, you get some water slides. I just wanted to show you guys how it looks like without the water slides yet, so just letting you guys know. You get a sticker sheet. Now, you don't really get much stickers. You get one for the double barrel rifle. You get for the eyes, and they do give you separate eyes for left and right. I originally used I colored the clear piece, however it did not really show that well, so I decided to use the stickers anyways. And these two ones, I wasn't paying too much attention, and I realized those stickers are supposed to go on the side swivels. There's these clear pieces on the side swivels right over here. Those stickers are supposed to go there, so just letting you guys know. Beyond this, the usual component, or the stuff that you're supposed to be using, number one is these gigantic and long beam sabers. Now, I've posted pictures on Facebook comparing with the normal Master Grade standard beam rifle effects. Beam saber effects, and people were telling me that this one came from. Some people say this is from the perfect grade. Some people say it's from the mega size. Whatever, but these things are long enough to be used as freaking chopsticks, like that. So yeah, I will be only demonstrating with one beam saber as usual. Yeah, you can hear me dropping the beam saber. Here's an interesting part. Now, there's two A plates, and they're exactly the same plate. So you actually get another set of V fins. I really love this kind of aspect, because those who know, I have some interesting history with breaking V fins. This just basically gives me like guarantee that even I break the V fin, I still have a second chance, and some extra neck parts and vent parts and etc. So that's that. And as usual, in most kits, you get some leftover polycaps. And let's see, there's a lot of interesting stuff, so that's why this video is going to be long. You get a small figurine of the Juda Ashta. You only get the standing one. The ones that actually are inside the core fighters are just standard normal pilots. You don't actually get his mold for those. Beyond this, there are some extra leftover pieces. Let me go over those. Right. Once again, here being a double A plate, you do get extra pieces. This one, you get extra pieces for the clear eyepiece. You get one for another the cockpit glass, where it's supposed to be going onto the double barrel rifle. And then you get, let's see, you get these pieces, not leftovers, but these are landing gear for the core fighters, which I will be demonstrating only with one. These are basically, I believe this part is for the action-based connectors, which I'm not gonna be able to show you guys, because yeah, this is basically for the mobile arm mode action piece. So there is a way that you can actually connect this to hold these on an action base wall, even on more mobile armor mode. However, you're still going to need two if you're going to do it like this. So that's that. Beyond this, you get some another leftover piece, also another leftover piece. So beyond this, there is actually one piece I think I forgot to take out, but there's another action-based connector piece that goes onto the crotch. I think it might be still onto the kit, which I will show you guys if possible. So here's the part. Here's one of the main questions everybody asks whenever a new Master Grade kit comes out. The hands. The hands are the exact same hands as same type of hands as the Master Grade Thunderbolt Full Armor Gundam, where the hand you swap out the fingers more likely. Personally, I really like this method because this pretty much guarantees a very firm grip. I've tested it and it works like amazingly well. However, the interesting part is that these are not ball jointed, but rather pegs. So sometimes it gets a little bit tricky when posing with the weapons. But I will be demonstrating those as well, so don't worry. And another interesting part is this plate. You get a silver coated plate. It's not like chrome silver, but you still get a good amount of metallic silver coloring. I will be showing off like pieces or examples, but yeah, this looks very, very nice. I mean, I didn't expect this to happen, but yeah, you can see they had a lot of consideration with this kit. Okay, now let's actually get on to the review. Now, technically, let's see, for the mobile armor mode, there's two ways. You can separate these two, or you can, how should I say this? You know what, actually, let me get rid of this one and show you guys the actual core fighter. Here is the core fighter. I believe this is an entirely different mold, because I remember that back then these sections were all individual pieces. Now they only reduced it to two pieces, so you can extend these into the mobile armor mode, and very nice. And as mentioned, the pilot inside here is not Juda Ashta, just a generic pilot A. And you can use these landing gears there's a peg here and the hole there, and there you go, you have landing gear on here. For the mobile sumo, you only need one, so I'm just going to show you guys this. So it's good to know that you get two of these for each part. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but let's see how I pull this off. So first of all, let me just get one core fighter, and this is the folded up mode, and you can actually turn the pilot like this. You can make it go look up front in mobile suit, or if you go into core fighter, you can move it back to make it look like it's facing forward inside the cockpit right here, like that. So really up to your tastes. And I really hate this camera. Okay, so once again, this video is going to be long, most likely because of the transformation. Now, the transformation, I was very impressed by the technology, or overall how they were able to pull it off. So, the transformation, I'm not going to say it's the most easiest transformation, but at the same time, it's not the most difficult. It's actually pretty moderate. So, it's even easier, for me at least, it's easier than the ZZ Gundam 2.0. So I'm going to fold these wings up first, and then I'm going to flip this part up. The way how this works is that there's these pegs here you can fold up, you have to fold in for transforming to sumo mode, and those pegs that I just folded in, these pegs actually go into these thrusters, so it gives you a firm connection. And the legs are very interesting to transform, which let's hope I don't mess up. I've practiced this once, and hopefully this works. Now, there's a lot of these pegs around here, and I almost forgot there's these landing gears on the knee, so those are pretty good, interesting, you know, stuff that you can see. So landing gear over there. The feet, the way how this folds was very, very interesting in my own opinion. So these are actually twisted up and folded up backwards and forward. So each for the legs, you have this peg, then you have these pegs that can be folded up for each side. So you can either open this section and then anyway, so you have all these opening sections right here. Those are for the, you know, I don't know if it was really necessary to do on both sides, but maybe these could be for like the full armor Zeta connector parts, who knows. But for the insides, you have to open one and you reveal these pegs, and then the other side goes to these holes that's on the bottom of the piece. So that's a pretty good, interesting factor. So if you read the Double Zeta documents, they were really working on the mobile armor mode. They wanted to look as much as accurate as possible. They wanted to make the mobile armor mode so they don't really see the remainings of the Double Zeta Gundam. They could have worded that a little bit better, but oh well. Okay, so the way how you do is you have to unhinge these feet. You make it go up front, and the feet are on a very interesting swivel system. I'm just gonna say that. So you can see the legs very wobbly. Oh, and before that, I suggest you twist the legs. Yeah, this is kind of on backwards. That's required. So here it is. This is how you go. You unhinge them. You flip them about 90 degrees, and then you push it back in. Come on, push it back in. Do that, and then they lock into place. Oh yeah, you have to lower these parts as well. Those are kind of tricky to see. And then you push it up, and you will hear a click noise, and that means it's stable. Let's do that again. Do this. Pull it back. Come on, go. Pull, and then put these thrusters down, and then push it up until you hear a click noise, and there we go. And there we go. We have the legs. For the feet, pretty simple. You have to, just straighten them up. And before that, you might want to fold these up front, and then do so. And the feet are currently in their open stage, and there's another heel part where you have to open up. This actually really does help the balance. I mean, this kid, despite its heavy backpack, it has good balance. And you can see the feet, they look long, but they're not, because you can actually, come on. The interesting part of the feet that you have to actually open these sections on the side first. You can close them up. The closing up section is mostly for the transformation, so that's that. And then you can fold the feet back in, which doesn't fold as much as I remember. There we go. There we go. You have to fold the feet like that. And then the rest is pretty much just cleaning up a little bit. And put the, knees stuff up, and then pull these down, and you're good to go. So we have the feet, at least. And for the backpack, this is pretty much permanent, so the backpack is not your typical plug-in in and out style. And for the missile launchers, you have to push these back in, or slide them back in. You can technically open these to reveal missiles, and those black sections on the missiles, those I did not color. Those are actually they had these holes inside on the missiles, and then the pegs on the black pegs actually make it look like they look colored. So that's a very good, interesting thing to do. And there we go. We have the legs. And for now, without the upper torso, it might be a little bit unstable to even make it stand. But for now, we have the core fighter. You can now attach this. Yeah, even in the instruction, they tell you to attach the core fighter first. So let me just put it right over there just in case. And now let's look at for the more fragile part. Well, I wouldn't say fragile, but you just still want to be careful not to go too rough on this kid. So I'm just gonna do the obvious things first. You see this double barrel? Just plug it off. There's 3 pegs here. Two on the bottom, 1 on the top. So you get the gist. So since we have this, let me just show you guys how this works. First, you have this gray piece here. You need to take that out, which I honestly have no idea how I'm supposed to, because this gray piece actually just clicks into pieces. There we go. We have that. Do this, fold it back in, and then you reveal the handle like that. Technically, if you do reveal the handle, this piece does get into position automatically, so that's a pretty good design. And then you unfold these. These things are on a hinge system, and then the barrels itself is actually on a ball joint, if I'm correct. And you twist them or turn them 180 degrees, and there you go. And these silver parts are another example of those silver colored parts. Those I did not color. Those come in as separate pieces. Very nice detail. And here's another sticker, one of them. And there you go. You have the double barrel rifle. Another thing, this being also a cockpit, you do have this part here, but you don't have a pilot. They tell you too that you can actually move the pilot that's inside the quarterfighter into here. So they could have just gave it another one, but I'm not too picky about that. So oh well. So that's that. You have the beam, double barrel beam rifle, and the inside parts are also silver. And here we go. We have the almost complete. So I'm just gonna fold the arms first. You can. The large wings has to be on the bottom. Just letting you guys know. And then okay, now for the let's go with the hands. Actually, the hands are pretty interesting. You have to open each section up, and then you have to turn and reveals the hand. Now, for transformation, you have to use this specific hand they tell you to. I'm not really sure why, but it has to do with the thumbs. The thumbs are like inside, and this one's somehow a ball jointed hand, so which I'm kind of curious. Was it really limited, or? But oh well. But I really do like the fact that this time for the transformation that you don't need to take off the hand. Because most master grades or kids, they tell you to take off the hands. Oh crap! Somehow the hand's stuck. Come on. Yeah, sorry about this part. I did not expect this to happen actually. Now maybe I've done something wrong, but hopefully it's not too bad. Okay, there we go. We have the hands come out, and you just twist it, and there we go. The way this pretty much works as, you know, one of these hinges. So unless you have to like make sure they're pretty much locked into place. You can hear a click noise once you actually close them, so which indicates it's secure. Come on, camera. I really hate this camera. Okay, so there we go. We have the arms, the shoulders. For example, just twist and then fold, and then you have to do this tricky thing with the arms as well. You have to fold them back in to make it look right, like that. So let's do that again, and then fold the arms back in. You have to like sort of wobble your way in. So yeah, and for the head, do not fold up the V fins yet. You have to pull this up, go in front, and then close. I said close. Close it up, and then close the cockpit. Well, it doesn't really matter at this point. For the V-fins, I like to suggest that the V-fins, you have to be careful when transforming, because on this mode, the V-fins are the main. There is a main peg here on the main head. Actually, let me just show you if it's possible. Come on. Now, this is how it looks like. There's two main pegs on it. The V-fins go on here, but on the side, there's one more small peg that locks these into place on top. So in Gundam mode, it's okay, but when you're transforming, don't force it, but try to wobble your way through and then fold it down, because I know you still have like a second chance if you break it, but just be careful. And even in the inside of the Mega Cannon, they have the silver piece in it. Very nice detail. So we have this pretty much almost done, and finally we just need to peg the main body up top. And there's like multiple pegs. If you see this one back, you can see you can close onto something. That's for the main body. Okay. Just need to wobble your way through and close the cockpit, and then before you actually go for the backpack, you need to lock this one piece right over there, and then there's a hole here, and the main mode you're supposed to close it down, but somehow mine's like kind of wobbly, so I think I might have done something wrong with it. But this part will reveal a peg on the backpack. You plug it into the hole, and there you go. You have a stable Master Grade Double Zeta Gundam Ver Ka completed. So that took a little bit long, but not as difficult as you think, because everything went smooth, and you can see that nothing fell off while doing the transformation. Oh boy. Sorry for the V-fin over there. So yeah, a lot of people were also wondering how big this kit is. So here is like a standard Master Grade kit right next to it. You can see a very big difference in terms of size and bulk. So yeah, it's pretty big. Okay, so now we actually have the mobile suit mode. Now let's look at its articulation. Let's start with the head actually. Whew. I'm glad nothing bad happened while doing the transformation. The head can go down that much. It can. Oh boy, I really don't understand. Despite this being like a sliding gimmick, it still pops out pretty easily. I honestly don't know why. But the head can come out that much. It can go forward and backward like that. It doesn't go up that much as you think. 360 not possible because there's even a piece on the back, so don't even think about it. But it does move a good amount as well to the side, so you'll be able to pretty much pose any pose you want to do with this kit. Okay, for the arms. Now the arms were the most things I was worried about this kit because of the designs or structure. The arms, they do not move forward or backward, they're just on pegs. 360, I can't say it's possible because of these gigantic shoulders and that gigantic backpack on the way. So the arms are very, very limited. So if you're going to move the arms, I suggest you you sort of unplug the backpack or wobble your way a little bit back, and then you start moving the arms. But even still, it's pretty much you're going to have to take off the backpack in order to move the arms like this. So without that backpack blocking, now 360 is possible as well. And the arms itself, those wings do get in the way as well. Come on. They can fold backwards but not in front because of the structure. The arms are a double jointed bend like that. And as mentioned, the only transformation hand is capable of a ball joint. The rest is actually a peg. So let me get an example. Here's a fist, and only the thumbs are the ones that's possible to move. And sorry if I'm speeding up because it's already 22 minutes and I'm sweating like hell because of the transformation. It gave me a lot of I was just scared if I was going to mess up or anything. Okay, so we have the hands. We showed it, and once again, these are on pegs, so they're pretty stiff, and if you have to move, and these will get in the way at some point. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave the backpack for now because I want to show the weapons, a demonstration soon. The main body, because of that gigantic backpack and stuff going on, yeah, the body does not move too much, and there is technically like a forward and backward ab crunch because of the structure, but I suggest while the backpack is on, it's not going to be easy, but it's stable. I mean, it's possible, so just letting you guys know, there is articulation there. For the side skirts, they don't move too much as I thought. They go forward, and then they're pretty much stuck there, but you can actually extend to the sides a little bit if you want to do so, because the body, they sometimes collide with them, so I guess that's why they kind of went for that system. So if they're like that, they collide, but if you extend it, they don't. So just letting you guys know. Okay, actually let me just get the backpack ready soon. Okay, yeah, those wings on the backpack surely are really bothersome sometimes. Let me actually, yeah, that should do. Okay. For the legs are also, they have pretty good amount of movement. Oh boy. Sorry for the really messy situation. This kit, as much as I want to do really neatly as possible, it's kind of impossible with this kind of kit with a lot of stuff going on. For the arms, you can see they can go to the side a good amount if you say so myself, and then 360 twist is also possible, just so you guys know. The legs, well, because of these gigantic knee parts and stuff, I don't expect too much to go up front, but it does have a decent bend. Almost technically a double joint, but because of the bulky design, it does collide with all sorts of stuff. And then, as usual, we have your typical side swivel. A very gigantic side swivel, if you ask me. And then for the feet, once it's folded up, you can fold it up, but if you unfold it, you can technically fold the feet for the transformation. And that's pretty much it. for the molded articulation itself. And you can see there's our okay. There's the silver metallic looking color pieces on the chest, which I was never aware of this one as well. Okay, now we've seen the actual kit. Now let's look at its actual weapons now. So I'm gonna attach the backpack, and let's see with the let's see the rifle. Once again, these are the same typical type of hands with the whatchamacallit, the Thunderbolt Gundam, the full armor Gundam. The way how this works, there's a peg here. You connect the peg up front, and this, at least this connection is very firm. It, like, you have to squeeze in the hand. Let me get this one off. And here's the thing: if you're going to pose with the rifle, I suggest you attach it onto the hand first. You attach it onto the hand first, which isn't the best connection ever, but you attach the hand first and then attach it wherever you want. However, because of the length of this rifle and the fact that this is not a ball joint, your only most likely your only option is to attach it straight. And come on, there we go. You have to attach it straight like that. So after this, pointing up front is kind of impossible as well, unless you actually do what I just said, like you unhinge the backpack and then move it up front. I've tried putting this on below the armpit. Not easy as I thought. I mean, if you're going to do it, at least let me experiment this right away. You have to do this, and then keep in mind, this thing does not have a ball joint hand, and the fact this part is actually colliding with the backpack, so it's not possible. Even the the promo pics, the way how it was holding it like this. Oh boy, those wings are really annoying. Let me reattach this, and then the way how it was holding on the promo pics was like this. So there was no way that this is going to be able to fold those arms at the first place. So you're pretty much stuck here. So this is kind of like the downside, but it's not the technology, but rather the design of the kit. Whew. Okay, almost done. So we've seen the rifle. Now let's look at the beam saber, the gigantic beam saber. Almost forgot to mention, these parts also do have articulation. You can move these things around, and these are also cannons for the mobile armor mode as well. They're on a ball jointed peg, which is kind of really stiff. And for these ones, you have to use the opened up versions, I believe. Let's see. No, that's not the right answer. That's okay. Here we go. We have this hand, and this thing is very, very tight. You have this peg here, and then there's a hole each side. There's actually two, so that's a good thing if you ask me. You attach it, and then, well, the beam saber goes in pretty easily, so it's really up to you if you want to go with the beam saber first or not. Who cares? So we have these attachments, very firm attachments. I didn't really shake it, but it has a firm connection. And then you just connect this gigantic beam saber, and there we go. We have this giant beam saber connected. Once again, because of the arm design, especially those wings and backpack, you really can't move the entire arm itself. Most likely you're going to be like folding up the arms and such, and that's pretty much it. And yeah, this basically concludes the ZZ Ver Ka review. Once again, this is my third Ver Ka, and I'm still kind of overwhelmed by this kit. Well, not this kit, but I'm still kind of overwhelmed by version Katoki kits. The fact that, I don't know, there's always like a lot more parts, a lot more gimmicks, a lot more details that it's really difficult for me to catch up time to time. But hopefully this review did help you guys a lot. And there's like some minor stuff I forgot to mention right now, so I'm just gonna mention right now. For the feet, they are like on a ball joint, and they have a lot of movement as well. You can go forward and backward. Oops, I unhinged that. And oh boy, oh no, oh god. Yeah. Anyway, so the feet has a lot of movement, but they're just kind of stiff. So you might want to actually study the feet right now. Anyway, that was pretty much it for the review. Thank you for watching the Double Zeta Ver Ka review. If I had to say something, if you're a big fan of the Double Zeta Gundam, this is a kit for you. I mean, it's been a lot improvement compared to the old version. The transformation is somewhat simple. There's no pieces that's actually falling apart as well. So yeah, if you like the kit and it's worth the price, go for it. There's nothing that you need to worry about. For me, I was reviewing the kit, so I might have like messed up a few parts, but if you're just gonna leave it as well, it's probably one of the good looking kits and probably one of the better version Katoki kits I've ever built at this point. I only built 3, so it doesn't really count that much. But anyway, thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the Master Grade Double Zeta Ver Ka. As well. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. If I got anything wrong, leave a comment below as well. I still have more kits to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time!